everybody, happy day 2 of Vlogmas. I hope you all enjoyed day 1, where it was just kind of a discussion about what Vlogmas is. For day 2, I'm going to talk a little bit about the sew-along that Quilting with Stephanie Stitches, so Stephanie from Quilting with Stephanie Stitches and I have coming up, that begins on Tuesday. What we are going to be doing is we have selected 16 blocks out of the book New York Beauty Sampler, Dazzling New York Beauty Sampler. A link to a non-affiliate link to the book on Amazon will be in the description below. But we picked 16 blocks to make more like this bit of a wall hanging of New York Beauty. I think that's right. Look, like this bit. A quarter of what's showing on the front of the book, I guess. And so we start on Tuesday with our first block, which is called Possum. And if you are joining us, Possum is on page 30, and there are some paper and pattern prep that you'll need to do before Tuesday night, because it's going to take you a little while. It took me a while, and so I want to talk to you and show you what I've done in prep, and I'll have some video that I'll be showing you that I recorded of me actually prepping the papers, but I'm going to pull the papers out this way. But to give you a little bit of an idea of what you'll be doing for the 16 blocks, there is a pattern called Pattern A Quarter Circle. And what I've decided to do, rather than go to Staples and make copies and be able to cut those copies up and then use them to create these 16 blocks, I decided to trace. It is easier. It's manual labor. It takes some time, but it's easier than going, and I have no desire to go stand in line at Staples or Home Depot or whatever boxy store like that is open now. So I just went ahead and traced it, and I'll show you that in the video. But these 16 blocks all use the same quarter circle in the 16. And so what I've decided is that my inner circles, these quarter circles that will come together in the center, I'm going to make that all the same color, and I'm going to do that as a bright yellow. Probably this yellow that you can see up here, right there, will probably be the color that I go with for the center of all of my blocks, because I'm using the I don't know where I put it. I'm using the African fabrics. I think that bright yellow will kind of tie the brightness all together. So there will be 16 of these, and because I'm using all the same colors, I'm just going to go ahead and cut out all 16 of them and be kind of ahead of the game. As you're tracing it, I will try to remember in the voiceover to also say this. You're going to want to add, and I'm going to bring this up closer, you're going to want to kind of outline. You're going to need to add your 1/4 inch seam to all of these that you're tracing. These are not set up as you might see in other patterns and like legit kits where the 1/4 inch seam is already done for you. You will need to remember to add that, and I'm going to continue to say that as we move along, so that you don't you're not short on your things. Also, with all 16 of our blocks, they're going to get this pattern piece, and you'll see that it had to go across one 8.5 by 11 and a little extra bit to get the full arc. All 16 of them are going to get this, and I'm also going to do this in a bright green. That green up there is not bright enough. I'm deciding what bright green I want to do. I'm not 100% sure that it's going to be a solid. I haven't decided. I'm going to play around a little bit when we start sewing on Tuesday night to see will it be a grunt, like a bright green grunge? That might not be so bad. That might be kind of cool, where it won't necessarily add too much busyness, but it'll still have some texture to it. Okay, I might be leaning towards that now that I've just talked that out with you guys. So 16, but then I'm gonna make them all the same color, just kind of making things a little bit easier, and not having to stress about how much I need of what. I can get all 16 of these arcs out of the way and all 16 of these little inside quarter circles out of the way for our entire project, and know that I'm done. What I definitely want to call attention to is doing the work of the tracing. I've numbered them a couple of different ways to show kind of what I would do, or what you can do to make it make sense to your head. So for cuttlefish, which is actually going to be on December 19th, but I went ahead and prepped both of them, so you might see possum and cuttlefish happening in the video. But I numbered it, and I'll bring that up. I numbered it the way it is numbered in the book as I traced it out. So it was a W and a G that was used. And on my paper, I have what W is going to equal and what G is going to equal. So am I going to do the focal, like the African fabrics? Am I going to do those as the wings? Is that sky? I've heard so many different ways. I'm not sure now which is the right thing for flying geese. But these outside pieces, am I going to do that as the African prints and do like a cool solid in the inside, or the other way around? I'm going to make the focal with the African print, the inside, like the body of the flying geese, and then a solid on the outside. I haven't decided that yet, but when I do, I'm going to, mark down what I've pulled for cuttlefish for the 19th. What I did, and then that's numbered that way, the way it was right out of the book, which may or may not make sense for you. But you're starting with G1, going to W2, W3, G4, and up the arc that way. When I did possum's interior arc, because we'll look at exterior arcs of the fabric, I just kind of did, okay, well, I can also do it as a background fabric, B, and an M as a main fabric, and then just go, B1 through 15, and main 1 through 14, I think, in this. Yep. Or no. 2 through 4. So all the even numbers, sorry, I needed to look at it again. All the even numbers are the main fabric, 2, 4, 6, 8. And then all the background fabrics are the odd numbers all the way across the arc. So this was another way for possum that I did that. And then I think on, possum, the outside arc, is where I did the M1 through 7 and B1 through 8. So showing different ways that might make sense to you as you're moving through. You're gonna start with the outside piece, and then so here you're starting with B1, going background to main to background to main to background to main. Thankfully, with these little triangle ones, it's kind of, you just go over and over, do the same thing over again. But those are a couple of different ways to mark your papers so that you know what you're looking at. And I will, again, throughout here, we'll have dispersed some video of me actually tracing it out and preparing the papers for Tuesday night. So there we go. A little bit longer video today because of all that explanation, but thank you so much for being here for day 2. I really appreciate it. I'm really looking forward to Tuesday night sewing this all up. Now that you've hung out with me for a little bit today, I hope you will check out Quilting with Stephanie Stitches, her channel. She does Vlogmas. She actually posts her Vlogmas at 8:30, and then Russ with Quilt Meets World will have his posted at 9:30. So we're kind of all sandwiched together, and I really hope you'll give them a look and perhaps subscribe to them if you haven't already. The subscribing bit is very, very free to you and it helps us out. And both Russ and I are trying to make it to 1,000 subscribers, and Stephanie is very close to making it to 20,000 subscribers. So if you haven't, please do subscribe to all of us, and Russ and I are actually going to be doing some giveaways as a part of the celebration of making it to 1,000 if we're able to do that. So again, thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for day 3 of Vlogmas. Thanks, everybody. I know this one is so long. Thanks for hanging in.